Hey, everybody, aloha. I am your hostess with the mostest, Amberlee Swift Arrow. And I know this is a little late for a National Coming Out Day stream, but um, National Coming Out Day totally slipped my mind last year. And I think that coming out is a important subject, and I think that the queer community needs more visibility. But I am also going to say a couple of important caveats about coming out. So, hey, Mithy, how is everything? And how is the audio and video? Is everything good to go for stream? Fan-fucking-tastic. All right, let's go. You'll notice that this stream has a couple of more disclaimers than usual. And that is precisely because I will be talking about the topic of unaliving, the topic of self-deletion, and the topic of legal drugs comes up. But just to be on the safe side. So I want to give people a little content warning for I'm going to be talking a little bit about thoughts of self-harm, thoughts of I'll say the word. Fuck it. Suicide. I will be talking about a little bit about just because I want people to understand the gravity of the emotions that went into my decision to come out, and my decision to eventually gender transition. So, we are not going to be playing Skyward Sword right now. We're going to be playing Fire Emblem Three Hopes because I was searching for a game that had transgender protagonists, but those are very thin on the ground. I would be limited to playing just Celeste, The Sims 4, Dragon Age Inquisition, Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, and a couple of other games. If I went that route, or Leisure Suit Larry if I wanted a fucking game where trans people were shit on. But I will probably not be playing Leisure Suit Larry because of their treatment of Cherie, the trans woman character. But and a pickup artist game is not Squirrel Empire material, but so let's play Fire Emblem Warriors Three Hopes, because the Fire Emblem Three Houses people, characters, a pretty surprising number of them are queer. So Okay, just waiting for the game to load. Of course, the autosave warning. A lot of Switch games autosave, so... Now, National Coming Out Day is October 11th. So, I am a little late this year, but I do want that to be a Squirrel Empire holiday because it is important. I think that nobody should be forced to come out, but I do think that coming out, if it is safe, if you're in a place where you have enough of a support system to do so, do not come out if you are living with your parents and your parents are fundamentalist Christians, for example, and you do not think that they are queer friendly. But I do think that coming out can be a good thing for you, for your relationships. And for your life. So, let's get started with the game. Let's start a new game. I have a save file, but, I'd like to start from the beginning here. Let's go normal. Let's go casual. Slow and steady. Yes. So, Mithy, how was your day at work today? Or are you starting your off time already?
All this bloodshed, will it never come to an end?
Okay, you'll be off starting next week. And Mithy, you have no context for this game. Let me give you a little context. Fire Emblem is the tactics and strategy RPG. It was the first, probably really successful tactics and strategy RPG. At first, it was only released in Japan, until the original Fire Emblem got released for the Game Boy Advance.
On your feet and back to work already, yeah?
It is made by Nintendo and by partners of Nintendo.
Finally. Come on, Sunshine. Up and at 'em.
The male character is an absolute snack, but I'm going to choose a female character for kind of obvious reasons here.
Hey, get up already.
Sorry, what's going on?
What's going on? Did your head spring a leak while you were napping? Better see if you can even remember your name.
I am not going to go with the default name. I'm going to name this character Jocelyn in honor of my trans mentor. Yes, I like the character creation in this game. It is pretty seamless and well executed. But yeah, I'm naming my character Jocelyn after my first trans mentor. I miss you, sis.
Well, looks like there's hope for you yet.
Back off, you sack of guts. I'm just resting up for the battle.
Yeah, well, the battle's on our doorstep, so you're lucky I like you enough to wake you. You heard who we're up against, yeah? Gerald's mercenaries. Gonna be one hell of a fight if true, especially if the Ashen Demon is here. Don't like a smidge of what I've heard about that fella. Or was it a woman?
Leave it to you to fumble the details. Did you even catch this Ashen Demon's name?
Of course I did. It was... by the goddess, it's right on the tip of my tongue.
Let's go with a male Ashen Demon, just because. And let's name him Joffrey, just because I am a Game of Thrones fanatic.
Yeah, that's it.
Demon or no demon, our job is to fight and win.
You sound just like the captain. I know they paid up front, but come on.
Well, at least one of you has some courage. You've certainly
That's
come
true,
a long
Mithy.
way since I plucked you from that mountain village. But this battle is about more than just victory. Gerald's team has a sterling reputation. Rumor has it they've never blundered even a single job. But once we put them to rout, we'll finally be the greatest mercenaries in all of Leicester.
Enemy activity detected, Captain.
Looks like we'll be fighting by moonlight. Mind you don't kill each other in the dark.
Wasn't expecting a fight so soon, but I guess there's nothing for it. You ready?
When this is over, we'll all greet the new dawn together.
You sure are a cocky little thing. But yeah, all right. I'll be there.
All right, let's get down to business. We're up against Gerald's mercenaries.
Okay, left stick to move, right stick camera. That is pretty standard for a 3D Nintendo Switch game.
Drive them straight into their graves!
Time to see what you're made of.
Okay. Pretty standard stuff here. Y to attack and X to strong attack. And yeah, your attacks hit like 50 enemies at once.
Are these guys any recruits or something? Guess this means I can mess with them a little.
Every class has its own unique class action. Jocelyn is currently a Myrmidon. Hold X to charge the class gauge and release it to perform a sweeping attack. You can move while charging. Press and hold X during a strong attack to reduce the charge time of the next class action.
That's that.
So my coming out story starts with
Clear out that group over there.
at about the same time as a lot of coming out stories of my generation, with the terrorist attacks in Washington, D.C. and New York City during 9/11. Okay. Okay, you can lock on the mini boss. That's a good thing.
I can still fight! Let's do this!
Okay. Okay.
I'll take out the stronghold over this way, yeah? You get the one over there.
Can't wait to wrap this up so we can all drown ourselves in ale.
So, I was a student at University of Hawaii, living in the dorms, during September 11th. And I got a call. We got a call very early in the morning from my, roommate's father. My roommate's father was a government agent of some flavor or another. He worked for one of the alphabet soup agencies. I forget if it was the FBI, the CIA, the NSA, or whatever, but he worked for one of those alphabet soup type intelligence agencies. And, he called us very early in the morning and told us that base is controlled by the forces in battle. There's an origin point for each side's soldiers. You can capture a base by defeating the base captain. Okay. Drain the stronghold captain's stun gauge and defeat them with a critical rush. Okay.
Complete.
So he told us that there was a suspected incident in New York City, and that one of the two big towers of the World Trade Center had been knocked down.
Keep your eyes open. We still don't know if the Ashen Demon is here.
Critical rush. Okay.
The main force is here. We're saved. Now push. Push the enemy back.
About time a foe with some teeth showed up. But they still don't stand a chance against Burling's mercenaries.
So he had said that
You must be
the
I can't wait to tear you apart.
First World Trade Center building had been hit by a commercial airplane, and that they did not know what was going on, that it might have been some kind of hostile action, that he was fine, that he was working in another part of, in a different building in the World Trade Center that day. And then he told my roommate that he loved him, which is something that my roommate said that his father rarely said. So he knew that his father thought that something really serious was going down.
Captain Berlin's in trouble. I have to reach her before it's too late. There's so many of them. Only one thing to do about that.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, I'm pretty OP. That was fun.
Where my dream was finally in
Let's...
sight. You monster.
The captain's dead. What are we gonna do now?
So we turned on the TV in the lounge area of the that was in between floors of the we turned on the lounge TV that was in between floors of the dorm building.
We're gonna avenge the captain. Why am I so scared? It's just one merc.
Run while you can.
Yes, no! This can't be happening.
And as we turned on the TV, and changed the channel to CNN, we saw the other main tower of the World Trade Center
Keep fighting.
fall.
Perish with you.
Unwinnable boss battle.
The cycle of this world. I will not allow it to perish with you.
Of course, this is to show a game mechanic, but unwinnable boss battles generally annoy me unless there is a really good story reason for them, which there is in this case. So I'll allow it. But yeah, second tower fell, and
No idea. It's just what I need to bring you down. You're done.
crap. I wasted that. Oh well.
Interesting. You're fighting like an entirely different person.
That's enough. We did what we came to do. Everyone, fall back.
What?
Sorry, but this fight is over.
Hey, wait!
So campus was very quiet for the next few days. People barely spoke. Everyone was pretty shocked. I'm pretty sure that just about everyone who is alive, this is sort of a moment like the moon landing or like the Kennedy assassination if you are an American. This is the kind of movie, this is the kind of situation where you remember where you were exactly when it happened. Mithy, you remember when you were where you were on 9/11, right? Basically.
We've achieved our goal. Your job was to stop us, and you failed. Another time, perhaps.
Hey, we're not done here. Why am I so tired?
Ah, I see. Yes. So similar to my situation, because you weren't anywhere near Washington D.C. or New York, like I wasn't. I was a quarter of the world away.
Huh? Where am I?
Oh, good. You're awake. Not sure I would have been able to sleep at night with your blood on my hands.
I know your voice. I dreamed about you.
Strange. I have no such recollection. Regardless, I'm a being who exists on the edge of dreams and reality. You may call me Arval.
Arval, huh?
But for now, let me speak plain. You are slated to die. Right now, I'm the only thing holding your meager life together. And to be blunt, it's beginning to tire me.
Thank you?
Oh, my. That's the first time anyone has ever shown me gratitude. And I must say, I like it very much. Hear me well. You are a crucial piece of this world's cyclical... No, this will never do. You're far too groggy to absorb what I'm saying. For now, I needn't tell you how you'll get back on your feet. I need only convince you that you will.
Is this a dream? I remember collapsing, but then...
You're half right, which also means you're half wrong. But full marks for effort. Still, the important thing is what you do after you wake.
And what should that be?
Recall, please, how the Ashen Demon bested you. Came within an inch of snuffing out your life. If you attempt the fight again the same way, you will reach the same conclusion. This would force me to step in once more, which would be most annoying and also rather counterproductive, if I'm honest.
Then I'll get stronger. The woman I am now will seem like a little kid in comparison. And one day, I will surpass the Ashen Demon. I swear it.
Indeed.
My captain and comrades are dead. The company is finished. So there's only one thing I can do. Start over.
Huh. I thought you to be more sentimental. Did they not take you in? Care for you?
Gold's the only thing that ever held us
Yes,
together.
Smithy.
And death is something we're all too used to. I never knew my real parents, and I lost the mother who raised me. Parting's just come easy to me, I guess. The best way to honor my fallen comrades is by training hard and growing even stronger. Then I'll crush Gerald's mercenaries, and the Ashen Demon with them. That's what I'm going to live for now.
Oh, but I like your spirit, though I expected no less from my partner in destiny.
I'm sorry, what?
Yes, I suppose that was a bit sudden. I should remember, take intimacy in smaller steps. The point is that I'm here to guide you, and I promise to help you find the strength to see your dreams realized.
It is forcing us to make a save now.
Prologue. A chance encounter. The continent of Fodlan, said to be protected by a goddess, has existed for uncountable ages. Now, 3 ruling powers control the land. To the south is a region held for more than 1,000 years by the Adrestian Empire. To the north is the Holy Kingdom of Fargus, ruled by the royal family and its knights. And to the east, a league of nobles that bends no knee rules the Leicester Alliance. Though once consumed in war, these 3 powers now exist in relative harmony. Nestled between them is Garreg-Mach Monastery, seat of the Church of Seros, the land's widely practiced faith, and a power that helps to maintain peace across the continent. Not far from the monastery, at the northern edge of the empire, is a small village called Ramire, and west of this place stretches a forest where a lone mercenary awaits.
Hey, wake up! Ugh, how many times must we do this? Get up already!
Huh? That's weird. I could have sworn I heard someone calling me. It's still dark out, though.
Hello, yes, I was calling you. Many times, I might add.
Come on, I told you not to sneak up on me like that.
As if I have a choice. Do you know how many times you would have died by now if not for me? I'll tell you. 22. The 3 times you leapt off a cliff to quote-unquote get tougher saved you. Those 5 mad attempts to dispatch a horde of monsters by yourself saved you. And tonight, despite my repeated warnings, you took the wrong path and ended up having to sleep on a bed of leaves in the middle of the woods.
You're right. This was all my fault, and I'm sorry.
Strange. That's exactly what I wanted to hear, yet somehow I'm the one who feels bad now. I must remember this tactic. At any rate, we all make a few mistakes along the way. And by we, I mean you. And by a few, I mean far, far more than average. Now then, with that out of the way, would you like to know why I've roused you from your mud-caked slumber? Actually, it's probably easier to show rather than tell at this point. Look over there, if you would.
Hmm?
Stop plowing ahead, Claude. You're going to get us lost.
Lost schmost. We've got it on Imperial authority that this is the way to the village.
True, I said there was a village, but how could anyone know where it is in the thick of these mountains? I can't even say for certain where we are in all this gloom.
Okay, new plan. I'll rely on my keen senses to navigate. Lucky for you, they're sharp as an arrow.
Hold, both of you. Someone's here. Another bandit, perhaps?
They're mistaking you for some common backwater thief. What cheek.
Well, hold on there. I'm no bandit. I'm a mercenary.
Well, that makes everything better.
A bandit would be far less out of place in these woods than a sellsword. What brings you here?
We've no time for an interrogation. Our pursuers are closing in.
I don't know who you people are or what you want, but I think introductions can wait. You clearly need every blade you can find, and my pockets have been feeling awfully light lately. What do you say?
Well, since you're here, do you mind stepping in and helping us chase off these scary bandits?
Don't worry about payment. You'll receive plenty of gold. If we survive, that is.
Okay. Okay.
I can still fight!
There they are! Kill them all! Fighting for them now, are ya? You can die with your new friends!
So, right after 9/11 happened, I had a couple of days. Class was canceled the next day, and
I'll deal with things here. Watch this! Let me show you a trick for dealing with heavily defended enemies.
Yeah, right! Got you!
And that's how it's done.
Don't overstep, Edelgard.
okay, I am controlling Edelgard now. So that weekend, I had a friend who was volcanology
Well, I suppose my turn has arrived.
grad student, and
Don't allow anyone to stop me. I've awaited this moment. Be sure to tend to your wounds, Edelgard.
okay.
You're making me feel bad for the enemy, Dimitri.
Apologies, but it was you or me.
Just who are these people anyway? All three of them have crests.
So I took a ride in a small plane with her to the Big Island. where she was supposed to get some samples. Of lava.
What's wrong with you? They're just a bunch of brats. Stop
From the active volcanoes
stand your ground already.
on that island.
Is it Claude time? I think it's Claude time.
Engage displays upon all attacks. Unit Claude, who has a bow equipped. Okay.
I'm a master of strategy, but I'm not really used to being on the front lines.
I'll take over. My turn?
No problem, I got it.
As usual.
Hey, got lucky there. Well, lucky for me, I guess. Not so much for you.
Bandits have a firm hold on the central road. It would be wise to move through the forest and take down the strongholds as we go.
Try and keep an eye on who we're fighting, and make sure we've got the right person leading the charge at the right time.
Okay.
Let's try this. Let's see how this goes.
Here I go. No mistakes.
So it looks like he's got advantage against the flare. Aguilard has advantage over that one.
We will proceed as planned.
Dimitri has advantage over this thief.
We must strive to perform to the best of our ability.
Take a breather.
So I was sitting on the beach there,
That takes care of that.
on the big island,
What shoddy defenses.
on the Hilo side of the island,
All like this.
and
Position secure.
That ought to unravel their defenses.
and there happened to be
Strategy nonsense. Get up there and tear them all to pieces.
an active lava flow
Okay, how
at the
many times
time,
is this guy
and
gonna
I
get
watched
storm anyway?
as the lava drained into the ocean, and as a bit of a spiritual,
The Knights of Seros are here.
metaphysical
You down
sort of kid, I thought that it was very profound that
Not now! If I don't kill at least one of them first, I'm finished!
Watch out. They're gonna make a
there was
last-ditch effort to
basically
wrest our position.
flowing fire going into the water, releasing air in the form of steam, and becoming earth in the form of new land on the there on the shore.
I've got this.
Form ranks and capture those bandits. Quickly now.
So I thought that was quite profound, and 9/11 had just happened, so everybody was very much in a sort of contemplation. Okay.
Do you feel that power? Maybe you can channel it like you did in the other battle.
Take you all on. Gotta keep aiming higher.
We cannot allow ourselves to perish here. I'm afraid we must spare no mercy for you.
It's not over. Never should have taken this job.
Yeah, Mithy, I figured it out eventually.
Is it over?
So, I came to the conclusion that I was not being true to myself. That I, Salt. That I was actually
Higher. I won't let myself stop here.
So I came to the conclusion, and I admitted to myself that I had been hiding the fact that I had actually been a woman my entire life. I had told a school counselor about it when I was in kindergarten, and that school, or first grade, I forget which, and that school counselor told me not to tell anyone ever again. I realized that day that that was bullshit, and that I needed to tell someone about it. So, from that point, it took me about a year to build up the courage to come out as transgender. I had come out as bisexual because I did not know the word for asexual. Asexual means that you do not have physical attraction, do not have sexual attraction to people. But I did have romantic attraction to people of all genders. But only after only after having a close friendship with that person. Only after knowing them for a fairly long time. But I did not have the sophisticated language to be able to say that I am
You're seriously the Imperial
asexual
Princess? The Crown Prince?
and
Yes.
demi-romantic.
And as the three of us are now in your debt, I think formal introductions are in order. My name is Edelgard.
So I came out first
Princess of the Adrestian Empire.
as bisexual.
I am Dimitri Alexandra Blathed, Crown Prince of the Holy Kingdom of Fargus.
Because those were the words that I knew.
Von Regan, grandson of the leader of the Leicester Alliance.
Things looked grim there for a moment. Thanks to you, we put those bandits to flight.
A couple of months after 9/11, and that went rather well.
Bit of a miracle we ran into you out there, but hey, I'll take it.
Hey, I only fought well because I had such fine companions by my side.
There may be some truth to that. I can't shake the feeling that we were destined to meet somehow.
Well, aren't they an unlikely trio? I wonder why those bandits were after them. Still, it's no concern of ours. We have our own plans to attend to. Now, collect your pay and be off before they get a wild idea and ask you to join them.
Say, while I have you here, do you know where I can find Ramire Village? I took a wrong turn somewhere along the way. I'm looking for a band of hardened mercenaries who follow a man named Gerald. I hear rumors that's where they're camped.
Actually, Ramire might just be the village we've been looking for, too. That ring a bell, Edelgard? I don't remember hearing anything about mercs, but...
The name sounds correct, at least.
Gerald's too smart to get smoked out by a bunch of rumors, but they're all I've got at the moment.
In any case, we won't find our own 2 feet in all this dark. We should return to camp and get our bearings before...
By the way, Edelgard is one of the queer characters in this game.
Hello there, house leaders. Hello, brave mercenary. We've mopped up what's left of those rascals, so what say we return to camp? And I insist you accompany us, good mercenary.
Who, me?
You heard the man. We'll wait out the night together and make for the village in the morning. It's a great plan, especially if you want to get paid, as we're a tiny bit short on pocket change at the moment.
Yes. And those mercenaries you're looking for? Gerald's band, was it? They may be in Ramire village tonight, but there's no telling when they'll move on. If you come back to our camp, we have maps that may help you get one step ahead of them.
This is clearly the wisest course of action. Not to mention that I would enjoy conversing with you further. But of course, the choice is yours.
Ugh, why can't things ever be simple?
Yeah, that is correct, Mithy.
Just for the night.
Perfect. Then might I borrow you for a moment after we reach camp? There's a matter we must speak about. Nothing alarming, I promise you.
Right then, so off we go? But, if I may, did I hear you mention a Gerald earlier?
Yes, do you know him? He heads up a pretty elite band of mercenaries, so I imagine his name has spread all over Fodlan by now.
Mercenaries, is it? No. No, it can't be him. Can it? Well, I'll just have to meet this Gerald myself. After I've seen my duties through, of course. After all, if I don't finish my assigned tasks, I'm mission the point.
Hey, I make the puns around here, buddy.
Get it? Missing? Mission? Come now, this is good stuff!
That's our Aloise. Come on, let's get moving before he really gets going.
Funny, Mithy. So, time for camp tutorial.
Hey!
That's fair enough, Mithy. Grounds of Garrick Mock Monastery, yes?
If I'm honest.
Earlier are the heads of the Academy's 3 houses, but you'll find other students, teachers, and even members of the Knights of Saros here at this camp. Here you're caught us in the middle of an annual outdoor activity carried out at the beginning of the Academy school year. But as the situation became quite the mess when that band of brigands attacked us. I wish we could chat at length, but it seems the 3 class heads wish to speak with you.
What say you?
Alas, I cannot keep you all to myself. It's a great opportunity for you to bond with your rescuees.
Let's see.
Hey there. Thanks. Speaking of, How's that?
She was into your house.
Who, me? I'm more curious about you, personally. If you don't have anything better to do, I'd be glad to have you join us at Garrick Mach. Have you met him yet? At first, I thought he was real serious and persnickety. But that image shattered pretty quick once I noticed him chatting up every girl in the monastery. Hilda's the only daughter of Duke Goneril. Seems like she had a pretty cushy life growing up. Which means she's gotten into the habit of slacking off and making other people do things for her. He's a pretty friendly guy, though it'd be nice if he talked about something other than muscles. He comes from a merchant family, but his parents died in an accident. He's had it pretty rough.
Yes, lots and lots of characters, and if you choose classic mode, those characters are under permadeath. If they die, they do not come back to life. But I have made it so that they do.
Ever treat her like a child. I made that mistake earlier, and she nearly took my head off.
Just because I want the game to be a little bit easier. I chose medium instead of easy, so...
But she's clearly the youngest out of this year's students, so I don't get what the big deal is. Just another pampered noble, I guess. Ignatz likes the great outdoors. Definitely more than the rest of us, anyway. He's the second son of a merchant family, but says he wants to be a knight. He doesn't really seem suited for it, though. Maybe his parents are making him do it. Oh, Marianne? She's Margrave Edmund's daughter, but that's all I know about her. She doesn't interact with the other students at all. I'll admit. Oh, Marianne? She doesn't... Leonie wants to be a mercenary. I bet you two would have lots to talk about. You're both pretty frank, too. I just hope you're not as obsessed with saving money as she is.
Thank you.
Picture if you have a moment. The place to go after accomplish our objective. I'm hoping you might hire you on with the Empire.
What do you think?
I promise you'll be handsomely paid, including the work you did today. So, what say you? Usually hired into service, but I feel quite so high up in the food chain. Why the special attention? I value your talent now that I've had the ability to see it firsthand.
On another matter.
By the by, have you spoken with the others here in camp? If you'd like, I can tell you a little bit about the students in my own house, the Black Eagles.
Well, you're certainly not timid. You do realize you're addressing the heir to the Imperial throne, yes? Still, I suppose I admire that sort of freedom. It must be nice not to have your lot in life decided for you. Hubert of House Vestra is my attendant. His family is unusual in that they're noble but lack territory of their own. Hubert is deeply loyal to me, and you can trust him completely. In fact, I imagine he's quite grateful for what you've already done. Hubert of House Vestra is my attendant. His family is unusual in that they're noble but lack territory of their own. Hubert is That's Dorothea Arnott. She's an up-and-coming songstress in a famous Imperial opera company. Or she was, at least. For some reason, she abandoned her musical career and enrolled in the Officers' Academy. She has a very magnetic personality, which I'm sure you'll see. Have you spoken with Ferdinand? One conversation will explain him far better than I can. He's the heir to an influential house, which drives him to excel. But he can be quite the handful.
So the Black Eagles has the most queer characters of any of the three houses. So I am going to choose
One of our classmates usually stays holed up in the dormitory
Black
instead of
Eagles.
coming on these assignments. Her name is Bernadette.
Partly for that reason.
If you bump into her, don't be surprised if she screams and runs away. That's sort of her thing. One of our classmates usually stays. If you... Caspar is the second-born son of a great and noble house. But as he's not the heir, you might say he joined the academy to make his own way. War and fighting are his sole pursuits, so I bet the two of you will get along just fine. Petra isn't from the Empire. She's the granddaughter of the King of Brigid, which is an archipelago situated off our western coast. You'll find her a quick study, a gifted fighter, and endlessly curious. But always come prepared to talk, because she'll definitely want to pick your brain. Surely you know someone like Linhardt. He's as bright as they come, yet just as lazy as well. That's simply how he is, though. I can't force him to apply himself, but he'll come around, most likely.
Hello there.
You have my thanks. Speaking of which...
The village you are headed to seems a little more to the east.
Thanks.
Yes, Smithy Withy, that is definitely a part of the real life medieval period that makes its way into medieval fantasy.
By the way,
Staying until sunrise, yes? I hope you'll take the opportunity to converse with the others here. Of course, now that I've sprung the ideas on you so suddenly, you'll likely find yourself at a loss as to whom you ought to speak to.
how about this?
On that note, I'd be more than happy to give you an introduction to any Blue Lion House students. Yes,
Your
definitely.
interest flatters me, but I'm afraid I find myself unsure of where to begin. Perhaps I'll have thought of a topic when next we speak. But you're leaving for that village soon, aren't you? Dedu hails from the land of Dusker. Perhaps you've heard of it. He tends to keep to himself, but he possesses one of the kindest hearts of anyone I know. I'm proud to call him my vassal. Speak to him, and you'll see why. Felix is the son of Duke Fraldarius. He has a sharp wit and even sharper tongue. But he's a good person at his core. I can attest to that. He has always admired strength above all else in a fighter. I imagine the two of you will make fast friends.
And anybody who is not a first son will typically be given to the church
Felix is the
or to a military academy or what have you, so that they have a job, since their job is not heir apparent, and then when their parents die, ruling noble.
I only first met her here at the academy. She seems a gentle soul with great inner strength.
That is definitely something that medieval fantasy has taken that actually occurred in the medieval period
From what
in
I
reality.
understand, she has traveled far and wide throughout both the Empire and the Kingdom. Perhaps that explains her demeanor. I only first met from... In the far south of Fargus lies a manor by the name of Castle Gaspar. Ash is the adopted son of that castle's lord, Lenato. He's an honest boy, well deserving of our trust. I'd like to get to know him better someday, should the opportunity arise. Annette is the hardest worker in the entirety of the Blue Lion House. She is truly brilliant.
And it still happens to this day. With the British royal family,
I could stand to learn from her single-minded devotion, if only a little.
Prince William was the heir, so Prince Harry had a career in the military. Prince William also was in the military. He did search and rescue. He did helicopter search and rescue for quite a while. But Prince Harry actually was involved
You may have already noticed, but
in the War on Terror in the Middle East. And he was an infantry officer.
But despite his apparent indifference, he possesses great cunning and is quicker on his feet than anyone else here. I've known him long, so I'm well aware.
And he had a fairly long career in the army. So I thought that because coming out as bisexual, because I didn't have the words for asexual and demi-pan-romantic. Those are rather sophisticated words. I had to spend a lot of time researching on the internet before I found exact words for what I was. But I thought that coming out as transgender and transitioning genders to female would go pretty smoothly. But boy, was I wrong.
That's concerning. If I'm honest. My sincere apologies for asking this of you. I know you're heading for Remire Village in order to find Gerald's mercenaries, but... well, perhaps you might consider changing your mind and accompanying us to Garreg Mach Monastery instead.
And why would I do that exactly?
Because you've done us a great service, and we don't have the means in camp to properly reward you. At the monastery, however, we can repay your kindness in full. Also, between you and me, this evening's turn of events was quite the embarrassment for the church. We allowed students of the Officers' Academy out of our sight, and house leaders of great political consequence at that. And then they crossed swords with bandits. If word got out, well, let's just say it would sit poorly with everyone. So you see why we must ensure you're well compensated. Also, there may be some papers for you to sign, perhaps in blood.
This sounds more like hush money than a reward.
Yes, that's exactly what I told the fool knight who suggested it. Me, I'd just as soon send you on your way, but I fear I'm obligated to escort you back.
Yes.
Anyway, the whole thing will be much easier if you simply agree to come along. Just as a formality, of course.
I think that was a threat. And here I thought he was a big softy. Well, what do you think? Garreg Mach is in the opposite direction of where we need to be, but this man seems rather set on having us accompany them.
You make a poor case, Alois, but I can see where this is heading. I'll come with you to the monastery, but I'm not staying a single minute longer than I have to.
Bless you, my friend. What a noble soul you are. I'd say you saved my bacon, but that would be utterly hammy.
Alois, has anyone ever told you that you're...
Don't. Some truths are simply too painful to bear. While I'm no expert, I fear the poor man's heart couldn't handle the shock.
Hmm? Told me what?
Told you how dashing you are in that armor. Not just any man can pull off that look.
Ah, you like it? Wonderful. I admit I've received no small share of positive comments on it. There's a grand story behind every last ding and dent. Enough to keep me talking for a week. Why, take this one here.
We heard you'll be joining us at Garreg Mach. Perhaps somewhat unwillingly, I might add. I know this wasn't in your plans, but if it lets us get to know each other better, perhaps it will prove worth it in the end.
Unwilling or not, we've got a long road ahead, so let's try to keep the mood light.
I hesitate to ask this considering you're only here because of us, but... well, are you sure about this decision? The last thing we want is to delay you from your own business. The knights may seem unwilling to bend, but it's not as if you have no say in the matter.
Actually, I see this as just another chance to better myself.
You are more gracious than I. But, as I see you've made peace with it...
Yes, that's quite enough chatter. Let's save our energy for the road. To the monastery!
Listen, I know this one's on me. I'm the one who roped you into coming back to camp after all. But I'll find a way to make it up to you, I promise.
Thanks, Claude. I know you will.
Hey! Hurry up back there or we'll leave you behind!
You know you've had a busy day when you rub shoulders with the heirs to the Empire, the Kingdom, and the Alliance. I think they're a fascinating group of people myself, but what do you make of them?
Seems like Edelgard thinks high enough of me. She's got this elegant air about her, but somehow doesn't hold any disdain for mercenaries. It feels like Dimitri's always checking in on me every chance he gets. He'll definitely make a good king. The kind who looks after his people. Claude's a laid-back kind of guy who doesn't really strike me as noble. And I mean that in a good way. Something tells me he's gonna be easy to work with.
Of course you only pick up on their rosy qualities. You really are a delight. Have I told you that lately? Still, you'd better pick up the pace before you vex these people any further.
Prologue. 3 houses. Deep in the forest, the mercenary meets a trio of youths, each a student at Garreg Mach's Officers Academy, and a leader of one of the school's...
Yes, the snark is biting.
Striking down the bandit chief who attacked the students brings undue attention to the mercenary, who soon arrives at the hallowed gates of Garreg Mach.
And with that, may I present the mercenary I spoke of?
Greetings. My name is Rhea, and I am the Archbishop of the Church of Seros. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for rescuing our students.
Rhea is also openly bisexual in this game, and a couple of other characters are, I forget exactly who they are, but Rhea is a very important figure. As the Archbishop, she is sort of like the Pope was in the Middle Ages, very important, sort of an emperor of the world. Emperor of the known world kind of thing.
I'm glad I could help. Such modesty is not required around me. Your actions were truly commendable.
However, the reason we summoned you here was not simply to express our gratitude. We have a proposal for you. One made on behalf of the church itself.
What kind of proposal?
Someone told you of the Officers Academy here at the monastery, yes?
Yes, that is right, Mythi.
We would have you join this academy as a student.
You what?
Though you are a mercenary, I understand you are not currently beholden to any one particular employer. Also, the students you rescued are close to your own age. Your life could be greatly enriched here.
Or she's heard about our power and wants to keep us on a short leash. And yet she's taking it almost as a given that we'll accept. It's infuriating.
I need to get stronger if I'm gonna do what I need to. If your fancy school can really make that happen, consider me interested.
The Knights of Seros, as well as many other powerful warriors, pass daily through the gates of this hallowed monastery. If strength is what you are after, we can certainly provide it in spades.
They've really talked us into a corner here. I think I see where this is going.
All right, I'm in.
A wise decision. We will do all we can to ensure you do not regret it.
I believe you will go far.
If I may, permit me to tell you a bit more about the school itself. The Academy is divided into 3 houses and draws in the most promising young talents from every corner of Fodor. Some are noble-born, while others spring from more humble roots. But within these walls, all are treated as equals.
Yeah, that is why this sub-franchise of Fire Emblem is called 3 Houses, because it is based around this military academy. And the three houses of the academy.
To spend a year living under the same dormitory roof, so they can challenge each other, work hard, and grow together.
That corresponds to the three countries that form the alliance that sponsors, along with the church, the academy.
Each of our houses corresponds to one of Fodlan's 3 regions.
Took the words right out of my mouth, Manuela.
Edelgard leads the Black Eagle House, which is for students from the Adrestian Empire. Dimitri leads the Blue Lion House, home to students from the Holy Kingdom of Fargus.
I should just keep my mouth shut. Manuela is stealing my thunder here.
Claude leads the Golden Deer House, for students from the Leicester Alliance.
We could select a house for you ourselves, but as all of this was our idea, perhaps we should leave this decision to you. You are something of a special case, after all.
So I can join any house I want?
Yes, you have simply to name it.
I'm going to go with the Black Eagles because Black Eagles have, like I said, yes, I did. I did that for the benefit of a lot of people because the Fire Emblem series is a is kind of a niche fandom, and the Fire Emblem Warriors games are not mainline Fire Emblem games. So this is a backwater of a backwater. So I think that it is a good idea that we do maximum narration to get the full story.
So you wish to join Edelgard's Black Eagles. Are you certain?
Yes.
Yep, that's the one. I'm sure of it.
May you build wonderful and lasting friendships in your new house.
Well then, with that taken care of, it's time to decide which of us will supervise which house.
Yes, it turns out we just underwent a last-minute roster change. I guess you two haven't met. This is Professor Yuritsa, our weapons instructor.
Hello.
I can already tell I'm gonna learn a lot from you.
Will you now?
Do my ears deceive me? Or is that curiosity I hear in your voice, Professor Yuritsa? I thought all the houses were the same to you. Perhaps you should be in charge of our new student's house, hmm?
I don't care. You decide.
Well, you'll certainly hear no objections from me. Professor Manuela, you and I can take charge of the remaining houses.
What? It's decided already? I was at least expecting a fight. Maybe some hair pulling? And as for you, my mysterious new student, I look forward to getting to know you much, much better throughout the year.
The gall of these people making decisions for you. It's enough to make one's head spin.
Right. In any case, I'm looking forward to learning from you, Professor Yuritsa.
I'll inform you of our first mission soon.
Sorry, what mission?
Oh, did we fail to mention that? Each month, every house in the Academy is given a mission entailing some form of service to the church.
Right there. Ferdinand. Yeah, Smithy? Dorothea was openly bisexual in the last Fire Emblem Three Houses game, so she is definitely also queer. So I forget who else is, but
Well, what do you think? I believe there is a very good chance it will work.
oh yes.
Perhaps, Lady Edelgard. But is that chance not outweighed by the danger of matters going awry? We have managed to walk the knife's edge so far, but what you are suggesting is open hostility.
But Black Eagle House is basically Rainbow Eagle House as far as it goes.
If they so much as catch wind of our intentions, things will go sideways very quickly.
The story devs decided to put a lot of queer characters into that house for whatever reason.
I thought you once proclaimed not to believe in miracles, Lady Edelgard.
And I don't. At least not the kind one has to sit around and wait for. But right now, everyone is exactly where we need them. Her, the bandits, the string pullers, and the perfect instructor with the perfect mission. I'm going to make this miracle happen, and I will do so for our future.
Then we'd best have a plan in place to finish the job, in case they catch on. I expected you to burn a few bridges, but this plan would be akin to setting half the countryside on fire.
Which is exactly why I'm counting on you, Hubert, and why I'm grateful to have you by my side. Welcome to the Black Eagle House. I'm pleased you selected us.
Whoa, wait, what? You're a student now? And not only that, you're one of us? That's great!
Wait, stop! I don't know this person! Oh, why are there so many new faces? That's what you get for skipping this year's first field excursion, Vern. A lot happened. There was even a bandit attack. Did you really not hear about any of this? Bandits? Ugh! Now I'm extra glad I skipped out.
I must say, the church took a bold step in enrolling you, a decision which I, of course, fully support. You helped Edelgard, and we stand to learn quite a bit from one so skilled.
Yes, I have eagerness to examine the fighting of mercenaries. We should be sparring, 1 versus 1.
If anyone needs me, I'll be asleep and... Wait, hold on. Do you have a crest? Did Professor Hanneman even check?
Oh, he checked all right. Sorry to say I'm certifiably crestless.
Strange. You definitely seem the type. But I suppose I'm just imagining it.
And now you know the rest of our house. As you already met some of us in camp, I assume you knew what you were getting into. We may not be perfect, but we support each other as best we can. Please try your utmost to get along with everyone.
Here approaches Professor Yaritza. That makes all of us.
Remember your mission?
We are to eliminate the remaining members of the Iron King's thieves that attacked our camp. The chief, Costas, has already been struck down, and now only a scattering of brigands remain.
Even with our limited experience, we should be able to defeat them handily.
Good. Prepare yourself.
Of course, Professor... Oh, he's gone.
So it would seem. Right then. We'd better get all of our waterfowl in a row.
Wait, but I need to tell the professor I can't participate? Oh, good work, Bernie. Why didn't you speak up sooner?
I know what you mean. I never even got the chance to break out my best. Leave it to me, Professor! He's a real tough nut, that's for sure. Says just as much as he has to, and makes tracks.
Well, the less you say, the greater your mystique.
True enough. There's not much charm in someone who talks your ear off at every opportunity.
Whatever the case, I expect all Black Eagles to participate in this mission, including you, Bernadetta. You can do this. And I look forward to seeing our mercenary friend here in action.
Careful, Edelgard. If you set me loose out there won't be any bandits left for you.
So I went home for Christmas break to my mother's and stayed at my mother's apartment while the dorms were closed.
There you are, Yuritsa. I have word from the knights.
It is time.
And then I came back.
Yes. The bandits have fled north into the canyon bordering
to school.
Halbrose land in the kingdom. But the knights have cut off their escape and now stand ready to
We'll leave at once.
I needn't remind you, this is the first real battle for some of our charges. I trust you will keep them safe, though I likely do not need to worry with an old hand like you at their side.
No, you don't. You there. It's time for the mission. Gather the others.
About time we saw some action.
Lost sight of them?
A shame to admit it, but yes. It's possible someone magicked the bandits away. But why go to that kind of trouble for a handful of highwaymen scum?
So be it. We'll follow the blood scent.
Right, of course. We'll follow... Wait, what?
We're leaving. Everyone, follow me.
Professor, wait! Well, he must have some idea where the bandits went. Let's hurry after him.
Pathetic.
Professor Yuritsa, you shouldn't charge ahead like that. It's far too Wait, what is all this?
Bandits!
Dead by my hand.
Yes, they look quite dead indeed. Are these the miscreants we were meant to deal with?
How is one to tell? One uncouth ruffian looks much the same as any other. Do you know, Professor? Were you following some manner of lead?
No, but it's them. They were trying to escape to that fortress.
That fortress?
Yes, Caspar, that's what he said. Something you want to share?
Nope. It just seems suspicious.
You're something else, Caspar. Still, I guess the place does look kind of suspicious.
We're near the border of the kingdom and the empire, but that is no imperial outpost.
It's not the kingdom's either, and they're not flying any kind of banner. I'm guessing it's a bandit hideout.
Then give us allowance to be storming their base and crushing them under our feet.
It might be a little dangerous for us to handle on our own, Petra. Yes! I mean, I agree. We should all, go home. Right now.
But the bandits might be inside, and they must answer for their crimes. It is our noble duty to finish them off before they can bring harm to another soul.
This isn't about nobles. It's about doing the right thing, period. And striking down evil is the Caspar way.
We'll be heroes if we manage to take out an entire bandit outpost. This is the kind of stuff I live for.
Since when are you so gung-ho? Oh, right. Since always.
Enough. This is not our decision to make. Professor Yuritsa?
The mission stands. Enter the fortress. Dispatch any bandits you find. There are no signs of life. We may be chasing ghosts.
Professor, are you having the ability to speak with ghost spirits?
It is just an expression, Petra. It means there is probably no one here.
Ah, I am understanding now. You have my thanks. This language has much peculiarity some of the times.
Well, if that's settled, let us make ready. Make sure you're prepared before we head
Huh.
out.
Gotta have the high school drama trope of the foreign exchange student. That is obviously Petra here. Okay. Okay.
We'll put the bandits to rout. Follow me.
Okay.
Huh? Hey, we got intruders!
You must be a bad guy if you're pointing a weapon at me.
Get ready to pay!
So it took me about a year to finally come out as trans and to start transitioning.
Careful. Do not let the enemies be ganging up on you.
So I was sitting in my dorm room. I had come out to the people in the
Gotta keep aiming higher.
resident and student services and such at the dorm. And so they had moved me to a single room that they kept for students who were in crisis. And so I moved there.
Sorry, everyone. I tried to stop them.
Let's secure the interior. This place is bigger than I thought.
So let's give orders.
There is not a question of can, only a matter of will.
There.
Leave this to me. Right then, let us go to work.
And take the weapon triangle into account. Let's see.
I will see.
Here I go. No mistakes.
By the way, in this game, the weapon triangle is that,
They must learn who they're up against.
axes beat spears, spears beat swords, and swords beat, axes. But that does not play out in real, that did not play out in real life,
Split up.
All of these
medieval
dead bodies
combat.
are enough to numb my senses.
Basically, Mithy, like you told me, like we had talked about, the weapons triangle is, to,
Is that a treasure chest? Yes. It seems we will need a key to open it.
Ugh. I was all ready to grab a nice haul from that chest. And now those intruders are all over the thing.
it is to simulate what is called a combined arms doctrine in warfare, which means having different kind of units for different jobs. So the, no, not much of an accent. Battlefield. To open them, you'll need a key. Find the enemy carrying the key and defeat them to obtain it. The units possess the ability to open chests without a key. Also, if the enemy with the key gets near the chest, they may steal the treasure. Defeat them before they escape to reclaim the treasure.
We'll have these defenses crippled in short order.
Out of the way!
It is no better inside the fortress than it was on the outside.
I can't take this anymore! I want to go home!
So basically, a combined arms doctrine says that, oh crap, I wasted that. Oh well. Yes, exactly, Methy. Or in terms of medieval warfare, you need pikemen, you need infantry, you need cavalry. you need various different people who are doing different jobs. Crap, wrong button.
There is not a question of can, only a matter of will. Leave this to me.
Right then, let us go to work.
Here I go. Gnomes, they must learn who they're up against.
This is certainly not what we signed up for.
We'll have these defenses crippled in short order.
I will capture this stronghold.
I'd say that takes care of securing the bandit hideout. Unless something else concerns you, Professor.
Search the basement. Something is amiss.
I've got this.
Yeah, let's send everybody to the dungeon.
Hey, there's a prisoner down here. She looks like an academy student?
Slice and dice.
Are you here to rescue me? Lady Edelgard!
Monica, how did you... No, my questions can wait.
Thank you for saving me.
Don't let the girl escape, or Kranya will make us wish we were dead.
It's not safe here.
We've got a friend in trouble.
We must take the girl and run.
Okay.
Whoever they are, this...
Not a problem.
Here I go. I'll provide some protection.
Right then. Let us... You appear to need assistance.
There is not a question of can, only a matter of will. Let us face our aim to be targeting that student. It falls upon us to keep her safe, no matter the cost.
Just leave me alone already!
Here they come. Everyone, protect Monica.
There will be no way forward until we strike down these scoundrels.
So I came out and I started to do things like paint my nails, wear feminine clothing, and such. While I was... Shit, wrong button. Oh well.
Here I go. No mistakes. They must learn who they're up against.
Okay.
The way is clear. Come, we need to hurry.
Sorry I'm slowing you down. The world is still a little wobbly at the moment.
So I sort of did the femboy thing for a while. I was very slowly starting to do things. To express some femininity. And I was also
Watch this.
So then it was getting to be around Christmas time of 2002, and I got to a very difficult place in
I must get stronger.
emotionally.
Good.
I realized that I really needed to gender transition and
Best take care.
to be the woman that I really was, or if not,
The way is clear. Come, we need to hurry.
that I didn't know if I could live with myself. So I was in a dorm apartment at that point, and I had grabbed a kitchen knife, and I was sitting there with a kitchen knife in
Hope we are at least.
the
Who came in here and trashed my beautiful stronghold?
Hi there. I'm Grania.
in the dorm apartments.
The lady that's about to murder you. Or, you know, don't.
It's her.
So I was sitting there,
So be it. Kill her.
I think it's time to go all-out offensive on Kronya.
If you truly are Kronya, then it is you who will die this day.
Good. Then we can proceed as planned.
While they are doing that, I will grab the chest for extra goodies. And then I will go back to Kronya. But anyway, I was at a point where I had to be true to myself. I had to start living my truth, or things were not going to go so well. My egg had cracked as the as is a popular trans saying.
If you've got any pretty last words lined up, now would be the time. Not that I'm going to pay attention.
I feel no mercy.
Oh, you're not going anywhere, Monica. I have something very special.
Ah, Kronya came here, so
Gotta keep aiming higher.
okay.
You asked for it.
Release the creature we captured. This is going to be trouble.
We need to all-out offensive on the Demon Beast.
On your guards, everyone.
Sorry, using an awakened attack. Put armor break on enemy. Act. Resources.
Attack in force. You'll never defeat it alone.
All the numbers in the world won't save you.
Time to awaken.
I'm here to aid you.
Unlike any beast I have ever encountered. It will be a grueling battle unless we combine our strength.
Its strength is beginning to wane. Press the attack.
You got my back? Witness our power!
We'll do it together. I've got you now.
Hey, David.
Allow me.
They defeated a demonic beast? Impossible! Talus isn't going to like this at all. You'll pay for this. You'll all pay.
That snake Snake escaped. But still, Monica is safe, and that's what matters.
So I called my mother, and I told her that I was really transgender, and she told me I'm not paying for it. Those were her exact words.
I am the noble standard.
I hadn't talked about transitioning. I hadn't talked about hormones or surgery or anything like that.
Gotta keep aiming higher.
But her response was, I am not paying for it. So I was devastated.
This'll help me break new boundaries.
Yeah, okay.
What a fascinating power.
I must make the most of this ability.
Hello, Epic Sack Sky. Nice to see you. But we are getting ready to close out the stream.
I thought I would never breathe fresh air again for as long as I lived. I'm not sure what to say except thank you, everyone.
How did you end up in such an awful place, Monica? I heard you went missing in House Ox territory.
I did indeed. In fact, I was on the verge of graduation when I was kidnapped by the strangest people. Oh, how silly of me not to introduce myself. I'm Monica von Ox. I'm the eldest child of Baron Ox, and one of your Highness's most loyal subjects. Seeing as you saved my life, I plan to devote that very life back to helping your cause.
You've not changed at all, though I do appreciate the enthusiasm.
Monica was a Black Eagle in last year's class. One might say she's part of the old guard.
I'm not sure how I feel about you calling people old.
Yes. I think I understand. This all began when the Knights lost sight of the bandits and you gave chase. Afterward, you entered a suspicious fortress and rescued a missing student. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I'll be sure to smooth things over for you once we're back.
Sounds good. But, why are you even here, Alois?
Because the Knights sent for help after you left them behind. Did you expect anything different? Not that I'm trying to lay blame at your feet.
So for the people who came, we were talking about my coming out story, and we just got to the part where I told my mother that I was trans. She did not take it very well at all.
I think everyone involved, for as you know...
Still, I find this a rather grave turn of events. To think the same bandits who attacked our charges were behind another student's abduction.
I never said I was kidnapped by bandits.
You didn't?
Now that I think on it, not everyone in that fortress was dressed like a common rogue.
Perhaps the bandits were mere decoys while some other villain pulled strings behind the scenes.
Yeah, there was one real piece of work. Kranya, I think, who managed to escape. I've seen all kinds of people as a mercenary, and she was definitely not your everyday bandit.
You're on the right path. Perhaps I should just tell you who kidnapped me, seeing as I already know.
What? Why didn't you mention this earlier?
Everyone was busy speculating, so it was difficult to cut in.
What do you know, child? Out with it.
Her Highness can vouch for this, but my memory is quite strong.
Try remarkable. You never forget a face, even one seen only at a glance.
Your Highness, thank you for the compliment. I'm certain of what I saw. The one who kidnapped me was surely Tomas the librarian.
Tomas? Impossible!
But Tomas has been at Garreg Mach even longer than I have. I don't want to believe it, but based on what you say, we've no choice but to investigate.
But Sir Alois...
Be on guard. If Tomas is in league with Kranya, he is dangerous.
Very well. I will quietly report the matter to Lady Rhea and leave the decision in her hands. Not a word of this to anyone. Is that clear?
Well, now things are getting interesting.
We have discovered a mole, and not the cute animal kind.
So what do you make of this Kranya? Why do you think she was at the fortress?
You seemed preoccupied with her during the battle. She a friend of yours?
Sadly, I wouldn't know. My memory is but a shadow at this point. Gone, vanished, lost. I remember meeting you, but before that, nothing at all. And yet, the moment I saw her, I was struck with the most inexplicable feeling. I couldn't tell you if it was revulsion or affection. It was simply pure emotion.
And here I thought I had it tough.
Are you worried about me? How adorable. Oh, but I do love that about you.
So there I was sitting
And
in
so, the Archbishop has elected to apprehend Tomas.
He has been away from Garreg Mach for days now. During his absence, an investigation of his behavior and personal effects laid bare his hostility to the Church.
The Knights have been instructed to await his return and take him in. As quietly as possible, of course.
We want him alive, so we might discover the whereabouts of his associates.
I'm glad they actually believed me.
If they doubted you, you would have known it the moment they clapped you in irons and led you away.
So who is this Tomas guy anyway? You say he works in the library?
He does. I've lost track of how many times I've spoken to the man.
No surprise, Lynn. You practically live at the library. So what did he look like again? Is he the big burly one?
Burly? Not even close. He's a frail old man with a walking stick.
From what I understand, he's been at Garreg Mach for 40 years, at least. It is hard to imagine that he had been plotting evil that whole time. I wonder what led to his transformation.
Transformation? Would someone not be noticing if Tomas changed his appearance?
He meant a mental transformation, not a physical one. Tomas must have changed his mind about the church at some point.
I am excited to have learning of this strange new expression. I must be thanking you.
If they were really worried about transformations, you'd expect they would turn their gaze to you. Good to know they're nice enough not to do so.
So this Tomas person sent the bandits after us? What an awful man. We're lucky to be alive.
You're one to talk, Bernadetta.
Yes. You were not having reason to fear for your continued living.
You're right! Everyone, pipe down! Something's happening outside.
Are they ready at the gates?
Yes, sir. Every exit is covered.
Well, well, it sounds like Tomas has returned. I don't know why I know this, but you need to get out there, and quickly.
I think Tomas is here. I'll be right back. Wait, we should discuss this before you... Never mind. There he is!
That man down there.
Lady Rhea wants to speak with you. I suggest you accept.
This doddering persona of mine will benefit me no further.
I guess not, Mythy.
What is this?
Familiar, right?
Such hubris from mere vermin. You will pay for this.
Find him!
Right! What he did was just like...
Prologue. The Shadows of Adrestia. Upon his return to Garreg Mach,
Yep.
the humble Tomas shapeshifts and flees, and not even the Knights of Ceres's most concerted efforts can track down the erstwhile librarian. Meanwhile, Edelgard seizes upon Monica's rescue as a chance to start down a radically different path than she had originally planned.
Things went like clockwork with Monica.
Thanks to Professor Yuritsa playing his part so ably. And equally to those arrogant fools for letting their guards down.
I doubt we will see such fortune next time.
Next time? Don't tell me.
The moment has come to take matters into our own hands at the Imperial capital. This is our chance to finally be rid of them.
But, Lady Edelgard, we aren't ready. We'll need an entire host to keep them in check.
And we have one. The Church.
Forgive my impertinence, but that is not the plan.
You are the man who once told me to leave no sword in its scabbard.
Yes, but one must also take care not to wound themselves when unsheathing it. I am sorry, milady, but this plan is ill-advised. I cannot support it. And even if I were to ignore common sense and go along, it still throws our future plans into disarray.
I thought you devised countermeasures to deal with the Church. Use them.
But those were meant for... Very well. Are you absolutely certain this is the path?
I am anything but certain. Yet the bandit attack in the mountains created an opportunity we cannot ignore. And I doubt the appearance of this new mercenary is simple coincidence. Plans can be rewritten, Hubert. Either we're doing this, or we're not. Will you sit around and wait for a miracle? Or will you help me seize control of my fate?
I am with you, Lady Edelgard. As ever. Then let us walk forward on this path, and see where it takes us.
I apologize for bringing this to you on such short notice, Archbishop.
Not at all, Edelgard. But might I ask, what prompted this sudden desire to return to Inbar?
We believe one of Tomas's collaborators may have infiltrated the capital.
My word!
Tomas tended the library at Garreg Mach for decades, with nary a blemish on his record. And then, without warning, he drops his disguise and reveals himself to be a vile sorcerer of terrible ability. Someone at the capital also fits that pattern. A man we know all too well.
And who might that be?
My uncle, and regent of the Empire.
Volkard von Arundel.
His lordship briefly defected from the Empire before reappearing several years later. But he returned a changed man, and began seizing power almost immediately.
Yes, I agree, David.
Witnesses claim he wields dark magic in secret, and is able to change his appearance at will.
That does sound suspicious, if these witnesses can be believed.
I would ask that you do believe them, as the information comes from my own House Vestra.
I see. And when you return to the capital, how do you propose to deal with this uncle of yours?
Lord Arundel has the support of a number of influential nobles, including the Prime Minister, Duke Eyre. And while we have allies of our own, it's likely they'll require some convincing. To that end, we wish to bring our friends here at the Academy, their daughters and sons, with us under the supervision of Professor Yuritsa.
We hoped you would consider deploying the Knights of Seros, so the Imperial Army doesn't get any strange ideas.
You wish to march on the Empire, with the Church's knights at your back?
Your support would give credence to our claims.
Additionally, the Knights would keep the populace in check upon our arrival, thereby preventing the city from descending into utter chaos.
The more I hear of this, the more credible the threat sounds.
It's clear you have thought carefully and planned well.
We intend to seize the palace with our own forces, and we'll do our utmost to contain the conflict there. But we still need your help. Please.
I have two conditions. The first, when you capture Lord Arundel, he is to be turned over to the Knights at once. The second, our Knights are not to engage in battle directly.
I would have it no other way.
Step lightly, Edelgard. Should these claims about Lord Arundel prove false, we will take action accordingly. Make no mistake as to who will be held accountable.
Understood. But please know we have nothing to gain from deceiving the Church.
Very well. I will summon the Knights and let you instruct them as to your plan. May the Goddess watch over you all.
Well, that was certainly an unexpected conclusion to the whole Tomas saga. Thanks to his shape-shifting ability, he slipped free of the Knights and escaped.
Shape-shifting.
Yes, that's what I said. Also, I know what you want to say next. His powers are just like the ones you gave me. Don't feel like sharing, hmm? All the same, I saw what you saw. Clearly, we don't have a monopoly on shape-shifting.
And now that everyone knows about Tomas, some of them must have connected the dots back to me. At least they've had the grace to keep it to themselves.
It's because they trust you. Hold on, someone's coming.
Ah, there you are.
Something wrong?
I must return to the Imperial capital soon for an important matter. Will you join me? Most of the other Black Eagles are coming.
What's this about?
I fear I must keep that to myself until we're closer to the capital. But I promise you this. There will be battle, and you will have a chance to shine.
Are you sure? I mean, these powers I have...
Are like the ones Tomas used? Yes, that is a bit disquieting. Still, you've given me no reason to mistrust you. You could have wrested yourself free of us from the start, but instead you chose to stay here at the monastery. You fought by our side and helped us save Monica. I think I can give you the benefit of the doubt. But here's my true proposal. If you accompany us, there's a good chance you'll learn where your powers come from.
Ooh, now that is intriguing.
In that case, I accept. Thanks.
Awesome. So there I was, and it was getting close to around bedtime. And yes, there's been a lot of borrowing from Norse mythology, as well as from other sources in the names here. Now, I don't advocate for... I will say that I don't advocate for self-deletion, but I was so hurt by my mother's answer to me coming out that at that moment I wanted to take that knife that I had gotten from the kitchen and self-delete. Fortunately for me, my roommate walked in at that minute, saw me there, sitting in the middle of the floor with my cell phone and with a kitchen knife, and he called the RA, and I was put on watch for the next few days. And I'm glad that I didn't go through with it. But things got very hard at that point. And I will have to continue with my coming out story in part 2. I will be doing a part 2 of this stream next week. I would like to thank everyone for joining me, especially my mod Mithy and our newcomers. Next week I will be playing more Fire Emblem Three Houses, Fire Emblem Warriors Three Hopes. I will be talking more about my coming out story. I didn't get as much said as I wanted to. This is a pretty story-heavy game. So, until next time, I hope to see you all next week. Take care of yourselves. Self-deleting is never the right answer. It is a permanent solution to what is almost always a temporary problem. So with that, thank everybody for coming. I've been Amberlee Swift Arrow. This has been Fire Emblem Warriors Three Hopes. So long, and thanks for all the fish.